text messages, phone calls. She showed me the flight. But Martell, you seen her in Vegas.
Right.
You were there talking to her. You was at Ross with her, Martell. What are they talking about? You were there.
Yeah, right.
That's a fact.
Breaking. Did you see what just happened with Arionne Curry? Oh, you thought this was just another messy love triangle? Think again. This isn't your average Instagram drama or petty online feud. This is full-blown chaos. The kind that makes you question how someone can willingly step into a hurricane and then act surprised when it rains on them. Picture this: late-night texts, mysterious phone calls, flights booked at the last minute. All while someone else's life is quietly being dismantled in the background. And who's at the center of it all? That's Arionne. She's playing a game she doesn't fully understand. And spoiler alert, the scoreboard is not in her favor now. Before you grab your popcorn and scroll past, ask yourself, how does someone go from being just another face in the drama to the main headline everyone's whispering about? Who really benefits when the stress, heartbreak, and public shame start piling up like dominoes? And why is it that while one person thrives in peace, another seems destined to stumble in chaos at every turn? Buckle up, because today we're peeling back every layer of Arionne Curry's choices with Martell Holt. And trust me, you have never seen this story told like this before. Arionne Curry. Yes, the same woman whose name has been on everyone's lips for weeks. Seems to have stepped into a whirlwind of chaos she might never escape from. The drama she is living is not accidental. It is the result of choices made with full awareness. Or at least she thought she knew what she was doing. And the consequences are now catching up to her, like a storm that cannot be outrun. Martell Holt, the man at the center of this tangled mess, appears calm on the surface, like a chess player who has anticipated every move. While Arionne runs around reacting to each new shock as if life itself is a surprise attack. There have been calls that went on for hours, texts sent at the most impossible hours, flights booked at the last minute, and secret meetings that were never truly secret. Sources who have requested anonymity for obvious reasons have revealed conversations that would make anyone question how a rational person could willingly stay in such a chaotic situation. Every message, every phone call, every public appearance seems calculated to create confusion, yet Arionne remains entangled, responding to each new development as if it were an unexpected twist rather than a predictable outcome. Observers close to the situation describe her behavior as erratic, defensive, and at times almost comically dramatic. Posting content online that seems to simultaneously justify her actions and invite criticism from every angle. Fans have noticed her energy changing in live streams, with tension radiating from her every word, while her responses to questions or comments often appear forced, rehearsed, or loaded with hidden resentment. And the more she tries to assert control, the more it slips through her fingers like sand.
He'll come right back. So then he calls me, and he was like, Tasha, I got the hoe. I said, you got the hoe? He said, I got the hoe. He said, so when can we do it? I said, we can do it this weekend. Okay, that was the weekend before he had did the interview. Right? And I came out to tell you, I said, either I'm going to do it or, I don't know. But I do know there's a hole. They have located a hole that Mars. He has Arionne on the phone with me because he was like, I want Arionne to be a part of the interview too. And I'm like, why does Arionne need to be a part of the interview? And so he was like, well, she wants to be a part of the interview. I'm like, okay, because she was with us sometime when we took trips and we all took our side pictures. I said, oh, okay, all right. Well, I guess that makes sense, So then they called back again. And I'm like, all right, we're going to do this interview at night. Because I was catching a flight, to go somewhere. And I was going to delay my flight to be where I had to be just to do this interview for y'all. Arionne calls back and was like, well, Tasha, I got a question. I said, what's up, Arionne? How can I get views on my channel and bring this back? I said, do the interview. Well, how can I get everybody to watch it? And I was like, do the interview. Okay, but I want views too. So if you do the interview, can we do it with a collaboration channel? I said, YouTube don't let us collaborate like that. No. So it's either gonna be on your channel or it's gonna be on my channel. Okay, I'm gonna call you right back. So she never called back.
Meanwhile, Martell appears almost untouchable, moving through the chaos with a smile, a text, or a casual appearance that throws everyone else into a frenzy. What makes this situation even more fascinating is the contrast between Arionne and Melody's Sherry, who has consistently taken a completely opposite approach. Melody chose peace over drama, stepping back when the situation demanded clarity, focusing on her family, her brand, and her own well-being, while Arionne is posting defensive comments and engaging in public arguments. Melody is quietly thriving, her energy calm, her demeanor light, and her life continuing forward without interruption. It is almost impossible not to notice how visibly exhausted Arionne appears in comparison. Carrying the weight of emotional turmoil that she could have avoided if only she had stepped away earlier, every online interaction becomes a reflection of stress, tension, and unresolved conflict. And yet she remains invested in a story that was never truly hers to control. Sources describe lavish spending and attention-seeking behavior that seems designed to impress or provoke, further escalating public interest and magnifying the drama. There are reports of last-minute travel, expensive dinners, and high-stakes encounters that are documented through screenshots and snippets shared anonymously, all pointing to a lifestyle that seems glamorous on the outside but chaotic behind the scenes. Every move she makes is observed, analyzed, and shared across social media.
You're 22 years old.
24.
24 when you met. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I thought you were 22.
Yeah. 24.
So I'm glad you're here to clear up a lot of misconceptions. That's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
24 when we met.
Okay. Where did you guys meet?
We were at actually his cousin's house, but a girlfriend of mine invited me there. It maybe like a barbecue or something like that. So in Huntsville.
And so he pursued you.
He pursued me.
What did he say? Like when you're at the barbecue, did he walk up to you? What did he do?
Actually, he didn't even walk up to me. It was his cousin who said everything, you know. But
so you figured he told his cousin to hook?
I mean, he would have to, like, because I didn't pursue him. I did notice him. I thought he was nice looking. Martell is attractive to me, but I didn't pursue him though.
He looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle to me.
Martell's attractive.
A lot of women, I'm sure she still doesn't even have. No, I don't think it's scary
till she feels like she has that closure. I'm confused as to why they don't feel like her likeness is good enough to show.
Creating a feedback loop that intensifies her stress and reinforces her emotional entanglement. One insider noted that it is almost as if Arionne believes being involved in the drama gives her significance. That proximity to Martell's past and the chaos surrounding it somehow validates her existence or proves her importance. Yet every action she takes only adds to the pressure, the heartbreak, and the public scrutiny she now faces daily. Comparisons to Melody, whether intended or not, continue to follow her. And these comparisons create a psychological trap that is both exhausting and self-destructive, while Melody's choices reflect accountability and emotional intelligence. Arionne's reflect impulsiveness, attachment, and an ongoing pattern of entanglement that seems impossible to break. Viewers cannot help but watch in disbelief as she continues to justify, explain, and defend, while the world sees the consequences of every decision she willingly made. The tension, the suspense, and the sheer unpredictability of what will happen next are what keep people glued to the story, because every moment seems poised on the edge of a new revelation, a new conflict, or another public display of the chaos that has become her life. The story does not end with stress and comparison, because what happens next only magnifies the intensity of the chaos that Arionne has willingly stepped into. Every interaction she has with Martell seems to pull her deeper into a vortex that has no bottom. And the public has noticed every subtle sign. There are private messages that have somehow leaked, showing that she continues to engage in late-night conversations. Calls that stretch for hours where promises are made, broken, and then reinterpreted in real time. Observers close to the situation describe scenes of secret meetings at high-end restaurants where every gesture, every glance is recorded, screenshot, and speculated on, feeding social media gossip that spreads faster than wildfire. Fans and online commentators have noted that Arionne seems to believe that visibility equals validation. That being part of the drama and being present in Martell's orbit gives her some kind of power or relevance. But the reality is far harsher. Sources reveal that while she invests time, energy, and attention, Martell continues to operate with a calm detachment, creating situations that confuse, provoke, and manipulate. He is described as moving like a shadow, carefully orchestrating interactions that keep both women on edge, all while maintaining a public persona that is charming, affable, and seemingly untouchable. The contrast is stark. Melody, who has been quietly building her life, has avoided all of this by focusing on accountability, clear boundaries, and emotional independence. She is not responding to provocations. She is not posting defensive statements online. And she has created an energy around herself that radiates peace and stability. Arionne, on the other hand, carries the weight of every misstep, every impulsive choice, and every public reaction as though it were a badge of honor or a necessary consequence of existing. Public reactions have been swift and unforgiving. Comment sections overflow with judgment, speculation, and ridicule. While fan accounts dissect her every post, every reaction, every subtle change in her tone, there are reports that her attempts to manage the narrative have backfired, leading to more scrutiny, more comparison, and more public discussion about decisions that were entirely within her control. Investigative sources have revealed that she has been involved in situations where appearances mattered more than reality, where lavish spending and carefully staged encounters were intended to impress or provoke, but instead created a magnifying glass for public attention. One insider shared, quote, "She thinks being part of the story gives her leverage, but all it does is make her the main character in a cautionary tale. And that is precisely how it is being perceived. Every online live, every post, every reaction seems to underline the fact that chaos follows her because she has allowed it to. Meanwhile, the psychological toll is becoming more visible. Observers describe tension in her expressions, defensiveness in her tone, and an exhaustion that is almost palpable even through video streams. There are patterns emerging that are impossible to ignore. Arionne continues to tie her identity to Martell and to the chaos surrounding him, measuring herself against Melody, comparing her life, her actions, and even her emotional responses to someone who has deliberately chosen peace and independence. This cycle of comparison, defensiveness, and public reaction has created a loop that she cannot seem to break. Every attempt to control the narrative, to gain validation, or to assert influence only amplifies the very chaos she is trying to navigate. Sources close to the situation speculate that unless there is a dramatic shift, she will continue to experience public scrutiny, heartbreak, and emotional exhaustion as a direct result of choices she could have avoided. The story, in essence, is not about Martell or even about Melody. It is a vivid example of how accountability, boundaries, and clarity can completely alter the trajectory of a life, and how lack of them can entangle someone in a storm that they both created and underestimated. Arionne's decisions are now being observed, analyzed, and debated publicly, and the consequences are clear. The stress, the comparison, and the repeated inability to step back and disengage from chaos highlight a pattern that serves as a cautionary tale for anyone who believes proximity to someone else's drama can bring validation, power, or peace. Every action she takes seems to reinforce the same lesson, and every observer is left watching with a mix of disbelief, curiosity, and anticipation, waiting to see if she will finally make a choice that allows her to regain control, or if she will remain trapped in the cycle she has willingly embraced. So, now that you've seen the chaos, the texts, the late-night calls, and the drama that Arionne Curry willingly stepped into, here's the question: what would you do if you were in her shoes? Would you continue to dive deeper into someone else's storm? Or would you step back, reclaim your energy, and create your own path? Because, let's be honest, watching this unfold is not just entertainment, The lesson in choices, accountability, and the consequences of letting chaos run your life. We've seen the contrast so clearly. Melody Sherry walking away, building peace, thriving, while Arionne stays entangled, constantly reacting, defending, and justifying. And that, my friends, is the part that really makes you think. If you are as shocked, fascinated, or maybe even a little horrified as we are, then don't just sit there. Hit that like button if you want more deep dives into stories like this. Comment below with your take. Do you think Arionne will ever break free? Or is she destined to stay trapped in the cycle? And of course, make sure to subscribe so you never miss the next explosive story we uncover. Trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next, because the drama only escalates from here.